of your questions. Anybody from the team po who have questions?
Hi, congrats Bianca. This is such a pleasure work here. Hindi lang maliwanag or pwedeng pakipaliwanag pa kung ano mismo yung gagawin mo to promote education for the children, for the 1,000 girls campaign.
Actually, I started with World Vision po as the ambassadors for education for youth. And ang mga nagawa naman namin is that we went to different places. We went to Cebu. We also went to Marawi to visit the children and the women as well. Mga ganun po yung ginagawa namin for education. When I turned 18, I finally got my dream campaign, which is ending violence against children. Ngayon po, wala pa lang po kaming nagagawa for that because busy din ho sa schedule, and I think it's because of we planned to go somewhere before pero hindi kami natuloy because nagkaroon din ho ng was that the typhoon po? Parang somewhere.
But we can still plan.
So ayun po. So we have plans with my other advocacy, which is ending violence against children. Pero for education po, aside from visiting different places, kasi pag pumupunta rin po ako doon, nakikitulong din po akong turuan yung mga bata. Meron po kami mga educational tents na nakaset up for them and child-friendly spaces. Like in Marawi, marami po kami child-friendly spaces na tents doon na lahat ng bata nandun, and then nakipaglaro ko sa kanila, tinuruan namin sila, and then we fed them and we spent time with them. So it was an amazing experience, and mga ganun mo yung ginagawa namin. Also, siguro to promote education, I also use the platform I have. I have my social media accounts and the influence I have over the people who support me and who listen to those who look up to me. So, yun po. Thank you.
My question is for the farmers. What made you decide to be a farmer to World Vision?
Okay. Well, the thing about my job is I'm in the corporate world, and it's very difficult for me to be on the ground, right? And I trust. I basically look for people that I can trust to achieve these goals that we want to achieve. And so World Vision is kind of that perfect partner. Someone that I can interface with, that can get the job done, that I trust also, which is to carry on a certain vision that I go for. So if that's the question, that's why I trust World Vision to do it, because their track record speaks for itself, diba? Which is especially for the programs that we've been involved in, which is always kids in education and oriented. The track record is amazing, you know. So, and I'm very proud to be partners with them.
For Elevate Media, as I've mentioned earlier, the advocacy of World Vision in terms of educating the children is in line with the owner's advocacy as well. So I've mentioned earlier, we're starting to do our own scholarship programs for college students. So niloko nga kanina si ma'am, parang sabi ko, kayo sa grade school kami bahala sa college. So I think it's just a matter of World Vision's campaigns is in line with our own advocacy, which is why we've supported 1,000 girls.
Thank you.
Hi, this is for Bianca. For someone who is exposed to the issues lives of women and children. What do you think is the impact of 1,000 Girls campaign to the beneficiaries and the rest of the Filipino girls?
Wow, that's such a big question. Thank you so much for that wonderful question. I think, feeling ko, yung impact ng 1,000 Girls campaign is, it's starting them young. It's showing the women or girls na bata pa lang sila. May nagmamahal sa kanila, may sumusuporta sa kanila. Because currently, we all know naman that there are some issues or inequality issues na kung paano yung treatment sa mga babae ay iba sa kung paano tanungin ng mga lalaki. And I think it's just, sometimes kasi nasa thinking din ng babae yun, na naiisip nila na wala namang, kumbaga bumababa yung tingin nila sa sarili nila because of how people treat, because of the gender inequality. But, ako personally, I see the 1,000 Girls campaign as showing them that they are loved and that they can dream big. They can start early and they have such a long way. Ang laki-laki ng mundo nila na meron sila ahead of them. So, yun yung campaign for
Good afternoon, everyone. For World Vision, I would like to ask, how do you choose the beneficiary students with regards to this advocacy or program? Anyone from the group?
So, well, see, Adora was once a beneficiary, you know, and sabihin ko lang, sponsor na rin si Adora ngayon. Yung kids niya are also sponsors. So, we're so happy na yung circle na. Merong criteria na ginagamit tayo. So, World Vision operates in areas kung saan talaga may poverty. No? We go to the locations, we look at government data as well, kung saan may pinakamahirap na sitwasyon ng mga families. So we go to locations that are underserved. We look for vulnerability. No? Ano ba yung mga signs of vulnerability? Yung mga pamilya na minsan isa na lang ang magulang. Minsan may disability yung mga magulang. Merong kahirapan for them na magpatuloy sa pag-aaral. Minsan meron time na 14 silang anak. No? So grabe yung if you just imagine kung gaano kahirap yun para sa parents. And we go to places where there are no other NGOs operating. No? And we partner with the government in extending support. Mabuti ngayon, meron na tayong 40s, dati walang gano'n. Diba? So, we look for opportunities kung saan ma-maximize yung resources. While sinasabi natin maraming sponsors, we try to maximize kung saan pwedeng mas mag-multiply yung mga donations na na-receive natin from people. So we also partner with companies like Elway, Shopee, ano pa yun, Tupperware, Sadetech. We partner with them so that dami yung donations that can go to the children that would benefit them. So yun yung tinitignan natin na criteria para sa mga bata. No? We engage the community, no? Community leaders in selecting sino ba yung mga bata na pwedeng tulungan dyan. Normally, maximum of 2 kids per family. No? Ang i-sponsor natin. Hindi kasi pwedeng buong pamilya sponsor. But we call them registered families kasi nga the support that World Vision provides hindi lang sa bata. No, we engage the families, the parents doon sa livelihood opportunities, community savings groups, tapos character building and value-based leadership formation. So, pinagsasama-sama natin yan kasi si World Vision po will stay in a community sufficient enough para may makatapos. Iba yung may nakatapos na membro ng pamilya. No, so we stay normally 15, maximum 20 years, and then lilipat na naman si World Vision. So, hindi forever na nandoon. But sa ngayon, we're so blessed to share na we're present in 27 provinces, in 77 municipalities, 20 cities. So we're over this past 62 years, ang dami na nung areas na natulungan. And yung mga, natutuwa kami kasi yung mga natulungan before, sila na ngayon yung tumutulong at sila na ngayon yung nagsasalita para din sa mga vulnerable children. So, mahabang proseso, merong listahan, but we make sure na nagka-qualify doon yung mga families and yung mga bata.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kuya June. Ang gaganda ng questions, but we can accommodate 2 more.
Yung may naman sa sagot niyo before, I would like to ask if we can kunyari ako po may friend po ako na a person who wants to study for the campaign.
So kumbaga magre-recommend kayo ng kung pwedeng maging sponsor child siya. It depends kung nasaan yung bata, no? Kasi we operate only kung nasaan yung mga locations namin. We normally enlist yung mga bata na kung nasaan contiguous yung area. Kasi nga, responsibility ng World Vision to the donors that we get to monitor the kids on a regular basis. So kung nasa dulong-dulo at kailangan mong mag-hire ng isang tao para lang so mahirap yun kasi nga but there are cases no na may mga ganyan na gaya ni Dora no kasi nga yung time na nagre-recruit ng mga bata no so yung mga leaders ng community were mobilized to look for kung sino ba yung pwedeng tulungan tapos binabalidate yun. So if it happens na yung batang yun ay nandoon sa covered area ng World Vision, it may be possible. No? Pero yung, kasi minsan ganyan, mag-announce kami sa radio or sa TV, tapos ang dami talagang gustong magpa-sponsor. No? And then we're really hoping na marami ring mga ibang NGOs and maraming opportunities na pwede namin silang ma-refer. No? May limitations lang din, but yun nga, if they are in the locations where we are, no? And that we can share. No, kung nasaan yung mga kung nasaan ng World Vision, baka possible na sila rin ay matulungan.
Sir, for better understanding of those who may want to donate or take part in this, what would be the inclusions of the sponsorship program? I mean, what would the 1,000 girls be getting?
Hindi ko share kasi sila yung sa
Krish, can you have the slide about child sponsorship, please? So thank you. When you sponsor a child, you as a sponsor will be, there are 2 things. There will be benefits for the sponsored child, and you will also experience the joy of child sponsorship as a sponsor as well. So let's go to the child first. So for the girls, they will be having an access to education because we make sure that every child in our program, sponsorship program, would have an access to education. There are times kasi in the context of the areas where we work in, hindi nakakapag-aral yung mga bata. So we want to make sure na wala yung ganong hindrances, ganong challenges for them to have access to education. Second, we want to ensure that they are well-nourished. Na-mention ni Adora kanina that before entering child sponsorship program, she was malnourished. So for cases like that, okay na siya ngayon. For cases like that, we make sure that children are well-nourished. We also teach the parents on how to prepare good food, healthy food, na within their budget round. As number 3, we also make sure that children are protected, that they are not at risk dun sa mga sexual violence na na-mention kanina. Number 4 is we make sure that the communities that they are in are prepared for any disaster. Mention ni June kanina that when you sponsor a child, when you help a child with World Vision, it also helps the community. So for every child you sponsor here, 4 other children also benefit because of the community programs that we do. Aside from that, lastly, is yung economic development for the families. So the families will be equipped so that after 15 years that World Vision transitions out of the community, they will be empowered to be on their own and take care of the children in their communities. Now, on the other side naman, yung sponsors, there are many joys when you sponsor a child. Like me, what I enjoy the most is whenever I receive letters from my sponsored child, and also whenever I see her photo every year, na nakikita ko nagbabago siya at nagiging better na yung handwriting niya, ganyan, yung stories niya. So it really brings me joy. Aside from that, other sponsors also meet with their sponsored child. So So when you sponsor a child, it will really be creating a relationship with you and your sponsored child. Hindi yung, you will really know that your help goes a long way, makes an impact to the sponsor, to the child you're sponsoring, to the girl you're sponsoring.
Hello po, Miss Mars from Your Happy Camper and State PH. This is for Mr. Victor. Do you have an idea where your funds will go after your race with Enrico? How is it going to be distributed, or you have target projects already after your brewing race?
Well, yes. I mean, basically we're a subset of this program, right? So, because of course we can't ask anonymous donators to sponsor a child continuously, right? In this case, this is kind of like a primer that we can help to get the program going, right? And to also give more awareness to the program, so that peripherally, right, other people can sponsor on a more permanent basis. The way I see it, kasi, for every one child, for every 1 peso that we get donated in this program, maybe you get 100 of their friends to be aware. And if you can just get a small fraction of those people to sponsor a child on a more permanent basis, then we would have accomplished our goal, right? So there's a bigger picture in the grand scheme of things.
Thank you so much for your questions and for your enriching answers. And before we close this event, one last power statement from everyone.
Power statement. Sure. One last power statement. I'll just repeat what I mentioned earlier. Whenever you sponsor a girl, whenever you sponsor a child with World Vision, 4 other children benefit from the program.
I challenge each and every one, and I want you to take this challenge. Make a change in the life of a child, in the life of a girl. Thank you.
Challenge accepted. So, our statement, I think, hirap naman nun. Hindi ako prepared, no? Well, yung power nasa kamay natin. So, what we write, what we try to be part of, that is something bigger than ourselves, no? We definitely make a difference. And, yung presence niyo dito means a lot to us, no? Hindi po madali yung ginagawa natin. But we do it nonetheless because we know that our future relies on it. No? Yung kinabukasan ng kabataan, no? Na may takot sa Diyos, no? Ay malayo yung mararating. So, salamat po sa support niyo.
Ayan. Karapatan ho ng lahat ng mga bata, babae man o lalaki, ang edukasyon at ang pagmamahal ho natin lahat. Lalo-lalo ho ng mga babae. At muli po, sinasabi ko lang sa inyo na itaas ho natin ang bandera ng mga babae. Kasi hindi ho natin alam na hindi lang ho ang mga lalaki ang malalakas po. Minsan, mas malalakas ho ang mga babae. And you never know. Lahat ho tayo, may kanya-kanya ho tayong mga kakayahan. Kaya mahalin ho natin, respetuhin, at let's all support women, especially our campaign, the 1,000 Girls campaign. Supportan ho natin sila, ipakita natin sa kanila yung pagmamahal habang bata po sila para ho ma-inspire at ma-push ho natin sila na abutin nila yung full potential at yung mga pangarap nila.
Really? I have to follow that? My message is simple, no? For the next 6 days, I'm going to be suffering through this race. And for a small donation, you get to see that suffering. Help me help someone bring them out of their suffering. Diba? So, for a small price. Thank you for your support.
Really? So, following Bianca and Sir Victor Kutsumi, I believe the children is your future. Teach them well and love them. Kidding aside, but truly, education would give power to the children, and with this power comes the responsibility the responsibility for them to help others as well, and for them to have a brighter future, not just for them, but for their families and their community as well. As mentioned by World Vision, this is not just helping a child get proper education, but to uplift the lives of the entire community.
Before pushing the power question, let me introduce to you World Vision Philippines Executive Director, Mr. Romel Fuerte, for his power statement and for his closing remarks.
Akala ko magpa-power statement siya. Power statements after. World Vision has been in the Philippines for 62 years. So you imagine that the years of our journey in the country, and our statistics show that we've helped more than millions actually. Since 2016, about 2.9 million. So if you add up all the other children we've helped since 1957, that will be a lot of lives changed. And so Adora is just one of the many of those examples that life has been changed. And we're so lucky now we have an IBM expert sitting in front of us testifying. But for the last 62 years, this would be the first time for World Vision to give emphasis to really helping a girl child or girl children in the Philippines. We do, as mentioned by June earlier, we select the most vulnerable children. And you imagine the vulnerability of children, nagdo-double up, nagko-compound yan, depending dun sa gender niya. So if both boy and a girl may be living in a slum, who will be more vulnerable than a boy? A boy can maybe, masyadong biased statement, but I don't want to say it that way, but a girl might have been more vulnerable than a boy living in the same situation, even in Marawi, for example. In a number of our responses, and we have received reports, abuses of girls, used by so many other people, taking advantage of that vulnerable condition. And so, we think, because World Vision, a power statement actually is, World Vision is just a channel of the blessings of so many individuals, groups, or even corporations who would come together to join this journey of responding to the needs of the most vulnerable children. So they are our future, and girls can do a lot more if we give them that space to speak up, and to be empowered, and to be productive citizens of this country. And so this is very strong, strong campaign for World Vision. Maybe too late because Australia started 2 years ago, but we're so confident. Vic is here, he's running painfully, doing that work to make this possible with so much confidence. And Bianca, big voice in the industry, talking about this campaign and making herself as an example by doing it, going to the places where they are and speaking on behalf of them. And so, and of course, our partners from corporate and the rest of the media friends here and bloggers, not you, I think we've met in some way or the other. So we are in this together, and we thank you for coming, and I hope that by spreading, the campaign to as many connections or influence that we have, we'll be able to reach our target of 1,000 girls or even more. If Australia did it, we did 2,000, maybe Philippines can do 5,000. Or I love you 3,000. So that although the hashtag is I love you 1,000, maybe the actual could be I love you 3,000. Why not? No? So I thank our corporate partner, Elevate, Vic here, Bianca, Adora for coming today, and for our media partners and social bloggers and the rest for coming, and we are counting on you. We are, our hashtag actually for World Vision is we are one for children. And so we hope that through this campaign we'll show again that indeed we are one for children. Thank you, and good afternoon.